Okay, so I've got myself to a point where I'm ready to go ahead and download Explain. So first thing we do is start the browser. And I'm not going to use virtual reality with Explain, so I'm going to block that for right now. And we'll try the free demo. Download the installer. Save. We'll save it on drive X. And save. All right. So the installer is downloaded. See. All right. Now, install a second copy. Okay, that's what I wanted to do. Okay, I do have a product key. And this is where I'm going to pause you guys. Okay, so I have entered my key, and now I get to tell Explain where I want to install it, which is here in this. So I want Explain 11. And I've got to fix that. Okay. So now I've got Explain. Okay, this is what I want. This is where I want it. Okay. Now I do agree to the EULA, and I'm willing to help Laminar out as much as I can. All right. So let's see. Get South America, Mexico, and it's doubtful I'm gonna do any flying in Africa, but let's see if I select all what happens. Okay, I need 60 gigabytes of space. So I'm gonna go ahead. I don't need Russia. So I take out just that little bit. And this is the audit. Oh, that's Northern Canada. Definitely need that. Let's see what else don't I need. I got these little Allens. I keep them. All right, and then I'm going to continue the install. All right, so it's going to take roughly about an hour well, it says 38 minutes. But I'm going to estimate probably a little bit longer than 38 minutes. And my download speed is pretty fast, so it may come in pretty quickly. But anyway, so I'm going to let this download and install, and I will be back. All right, so Explain has finished installing and says installation was successful, and we just start to run now and see what happens. And this is our first boot up. and it wants us to do an upgrade. So let's go ahead and apply this upgrade. Checking servers. Okay, so it's got 100,000 files to scan. 100,632 files to be exact. And now this is where I like having the SSD drive. Even though small files take almost as long as large files, it's going pretty quickly, so it's not a painful wait. All right, and it says that I need 4 gigabytes to install the updates, so I think I've got that available. And I'm going to hit continue. Got an hourglass, so I guess that means I don't need to hit continue again. And it's got a 4 gigabytes worth of stuff to download. And it's coming in at a pretty good clip. In less than a minute. Oh, about a minute. Actually, it doesn't look like it can make up its mind how long it's going to take. Now it says about 3 minutes left, and the lowest I'm seeing is 35 seconds. But looks like it's probably, in my guesstimation, it's probably going to take another 20 seconds to finish everything up. Unless it has a really large file to download, or it gets stuck. I know sometimes the server that it's getting the files from can get busy, and it can take a while. But anyway, we're finished. And let's fly this for the first time. Let's see, my firewall okayed it. Okay, this is the initial load. And anytime you're dealing with Vulkan, it usually takes it an extra long time. I think this is going to be OpenGL. But let's go ahead and skip this. And I still got, let's see, still got the pop on the activity. So I'm going to have to allow access through my firewall. Okay. And I actually don't need or want to do the how shall I say, I don't need or want to do the tutorial. So let's go ahead and get my Alpha Yoke and Alpha Bravo Throttle Quadrant set up, as well as my CH Pro pedals. Okay, so wants to do the pedals first. So mash the toe brakes and the pitch and yaw. I mean the yaw, and that's done. All right. So still don't have the. Let's go ahead and skip this. And then we'll go to main menu. All right. And load new flight. This is what I want. So I don't have any programs set up, and normally I have been doing stuff in 4K, but even though it looks good on video, I'm not so sure the playback it does justice on. Anyway, I may not do 4K, but let's go into the settings here. Let's make sure we got Vulkan turned on. Vulkan. And let's get that turned on. And let's see, our CPU is not that strong, so we're objects is CPU intensive. So while I like high, I am going to go with, I'm going to go with high. And if I need to back down to medium, I will. Okay. User interface, that's font size. 150% is fine. Okay, visual effects, let's go with high. Texture quality, let's go with high. And aliasing, let's go with 4x. And anisotropic filtering. Increasing this slider makes runway and flat surfaces sharper from low angles. This impacts your graphics card. So I'm going to leave that at default. I am going to see visual effects. What does that? See, this primarily affects your graphics card. So if you have a rare copy, you can set this high to max. Note that some lights and lighting effects will not work in non-HD mode, HDR modes. Okay. So let's see, texture quality. I do like high quality textures. And so I'm going to go ahead and maximize that. And I'm actually going to go ahead and maximize the visual effects. And we'll see how our frame rate look. This 25 by 60 by 1440 is 2K, and let's live with 2K for right now. Okay, and we'll see what happens. Loading Vulkan, and the first time Vulkan loads, it takes an extra long time. Go to my home airport, which is Raleigh-Durham, and put the plane at GA, which is right here. Okay, Landmark Aviation Works. It's been so long since I've seen the default airport at Raleigh-Durham. I have no idea what it's going to look like. Okay, Alpha Flight Controls. Okay, let's go ahead and get those calibrated and set up. Now, to save time, I didn't mean to ignore that. To save time, I could copy my controls from an existing installation, but what I want to do is kind of work with you guys on setting this up. Okay, so got that done, and everything is going into a profile right now called user profile, which is going to be the default profile, and I can make copies of that for specific airplanes. Okay, so I still don't have the Bravo Yoke set up yet. Okay, so customize. I don't want to start with engines running. And that reminds me, well, I can pick a livery. Scratches. I think old style is what I tended to use for that session. I don't remember. But that reminds me to go back here and go back to settings and go to general and make sure I got experimental checked, which means that X-plane is going to reload. Okay. Experimental is X-plane settings for giving the most realistic flight dynamics. When Laminar Research first developed stuck it in the experimental, well, checking off experimental is how you activated it, and they never went back and changed it. So it's still called experimental. Okay, so I'm here at Raleigh, Durham, and let's see what it looks like. Okay, so I'm in a world by myself, very few trees, and I've got, this world feels so lonely already. All right, so let's get this Bravo Yoke set up. Let's see. Okay, sorry about that. All right, so let's get this Bravo Yoke set up. And so we want joystick, and it's not even seeing it. But that reminds me, I think there is a utility program that I can run from the desktop that might install it. So let's quit X-plane and let's go back to our desktop. And I'm glad that I had my desktop off because my password list popped up. That was why I paused. So, all right. So let's find this program, Honeycomb Configurator. We'll run that. And let's see, okay, actions, profiles. All right, so reload view. All right, so what do I do here? LED, mode, LED. Okay, button. All right. Activate profile on save. All right, so actions, create new profile, activate current profile, download open settings. Let's try open settings. Language import profiles about danger zones. I don't think we need settings. Okay, hold on, guys. Let me find what I need. I still really have not found what I was looking for, but I did stumble upon this download profile, download, and I've got, let's see, download, shucks, just that, okay, download profiles, I think it's what I clicked on. And where that brought me is here to the software, and the software was updated March 15th. And I think I'm running an older version of the Honeycomb software, so I do want to go ahead and download it. So that's what I'm doing now. All right. And create an account, sign in to download. Okay, so sign in is not clickable here. So let's sign in. And I should have an account. Let's see. Let's try my email address. And my password, what I think it might be. And let's see if this works. Nope, that did not work. So hold on, let me figure this out. So I couldn't find an account, so I'm going to create a new one. Or maybe not a new one, but the same one. Maybe create an account. Let's see. Why didn't it let me sign in? Passwords says strong. Must agree. Okay, that's why. All right. And now I need to check my email. All right, so let's go here. I don't need to download that anymore. Just log in and check my email. And virtual meeting tonight. Validate my email. And now I'm signed in. And I don't know if that was, I should probably sign out, that way I can make sure that I've got that memorized. Okay. And sign in. There we go. Virtual General Aviation Aviator. Okay. So now I got that saved. All right. So let's go back here to downloads. And like I said, you get to see the sausage getting made. All right. So rather than trying to fish and poke through all these downloads, let's go back to, let's close this one up. Close this one up. And actually I can close that one up. Okay, and let's go back to the configurator. Let's go back here, download profiles, and it'll take me back to the right page. Download the software. Honeycomb Software, and I keep all my X-Plane downloads in a specific folder. And let's unzip it. And let's read this guy first. If you've already installed version 2X or older, if you made changes, then please export them. Okay. Mac. Okay, so yeah. And I'm doing a fresh install, so I'm good. And setup. Okay. And setup will guide you through installing this add-on. All right. Accept. And now I want X is where X-Plane live. X semicolon. Okay, yeah, that looks good. Okay. And it's installing. Finished. Closed. And I can close all these windows. Don't know that I need this guy right now, but this configurator, I don't know, yeah. I don't know if it plays with what I just downloaded or not, so they may have changed some stuff up and deprecated some stuff. So let's just load X-Plane and see what happens. And I need to go to X. And X-Plane folder, X-Plane. Let me just look in resources and see if I see any plugins for the let's see, what time is it? It's 2:42. So I don't really know if I see anything for that Honeywell, at least not in plugins, but let's go ahead and load X-Plane and see what happens. Now, since I don't have any add-ons, so to speak, it should load pretty quickly. And we'll see. And sometimes I get stuff like I had something pop up on my second monitor, and my recording dawned on me that you couldn't see what I was reading. So I hope I didn't throw you too much. All right, so let's go back here to keyboard and joystick, alpha, and I still don't see Bravo. Still don't see the Bravo stuff. So all right. Look at that. Reload all bindings. So yeah, did install a plugin. Reload bindings. Not sure what that means. Reload all bindings. And ALC yoke could not be opened. I'm not so much worried about the yoke, because the yoke tends to work okay if I configure it manually, which right now is still not fully configured. So let's go ahead and get that a little bit more configured. All right, there's a hat switch. Well, the hat switch is. Oh, you know what? Duh. I tried to move the throttle with the honeycomb yoke, and yeah, and of course it's not working because I got to fix it. Anyway, let's go ahead and turn the master on. Let's close this up. I'm gonna crack this and turn it on. So let's go ahead and get our first flight made in the December. I'm doing default weather, so we like to come. Let's see, find 2-3 right. No, 2-3 left. That would get me. That's my closest runway. I'm getting a lot of areas on this line, on some of these lines. It's pretty pronounced. When I say enemies, they look like they're going back and forth real quickly, and that can actually give me a headache. So let me turn the aliasing up and this guy up, and unfortunately, it's going to require. It said require restart, but it didn't. Gyro. If I were to do a run up and it's no problem, like I would have noticed that my head and bird is not set. Now I'm wanting to get in the whole world. So I know I shouldn't have to worry about another airplane, so I'm going to look. Bounce. Lift it off right at 60. Okay. So now it finds the Bravo. Good. So that's interesting, but that was it was worth taking the flight to find the Bravo. Okay, so axis 1, and put all my buttons on here so I can get them all calibrated here. I've got all right, so got that one, this one, that one, and yep. All right, let's go here. And finish. All right, so view GA throttle. Alright, so throttle 1, it's reversed. Throttle 2 is none. Right prop, and actually got that configured for none. And I got flaps here configured for none. I want flaps to be none because this I don't want to work, this I don't want to work, and this I don't want to work. So this is none, as you can see, and let me just show you what I'm doing. Okay, so the right throttle is none, the right mixture is none, and the right prop, well, right prop is none, and right mixture is none. Okay, and this guy right here needs to be throttle 1. Okay, and let's go ahead. Not throttle 1. That's not a throttle. This is a mixture. Mixture 1. And I saw a message that said I had multiple axes assigned, multiple levers assigned to throttle, which helped me catch that. Okay, so trim, let's go ahead and get the trim set up. And I want the mechanical, not the servo, because if I use mechanical, I found that that does not affect the see, make sure I don't have this backwards. Trim will pitch down, trim up, pitch. This should be pitch up. There we go. And flaps. Let's get the flaps. Flaps down a notch and flaps up a notch. Like that was pre-programmed for me. So let's go down. Okay. Let's turn this back over. Alright, so as I was saying, this is saved as user profile, but I'm gonna also save it as I'm gonna call it alpha flight control. So, Cessna 17, the Alpha Flight Control Cessna 172. And the reason I use the Alpha Flight Control is because if down the road I happen to get another yoke or something, then I know that this one works with the Alpha Flight Control versus something else. I could call it the Bravo Cessna 172, but ALC is just easier. Okay, so since I've got these assigned to none, to actually make it more correct, I could actually make the prop none and save. I don't want to delete it. Okay, and hit done. I think that saves it. Okay, so now my props don't do anything. My mixture works, and I did hit the reverse button, so this is working as it should. My avionics button, and so there is some tweaking that I can do on this, but for right now, I'm not going to do the tweaking. I'm just going to set it down. Let's go to 4. Watch the airspeed. You know, I didn't botch that landing. I didn't break the aircraft virtually. Alright, so anyway, enough of this. And then what's next? Alright. So yeah, I think we're at a good spot to end this video. So on the next video, what I'm gonna do is what am I gonna do in the next video? Okay, on the next video, I'm going to continue to install aircraft and try to get as many of my aircraft that I intend to fly on a regular basis downloaded and installed. That's going to be the STMA PC-12, the Thunder Beaver, V-Flag Arrow, the Havilland Otter, the Thunder Quest, the Kodiak, that's what I'm trying to figure out. Thunder Quest Kodiak and the Piper Arrow 3/4 Turbo. I also want to go ahead and get my TBM installed, and I don't really fly the King Arrow 350 that much, so I hold off on installing it, but those 4 or 5 aircraft I want to go ahead and get installed. Aircraft tend to install relatively quickly, so hopefully that next video will be straightforward. Alright guys, until next time.
Y'all come back now, you?